Hello, it's day 3 of vlogging, and I love it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Thank you to everybody who reached out and supported me. It was really surprising how many people I haven't talked to in a long time reaching out, and just so many people. Like, you know, my first video has, like, I don't know, 60 views, and man, I've gotten like 12 messages saying keep going, you are adding value, you know. So to everybody who did that for me, thank you. You know, life has been challenging, you know, and I think, you know, that's really what I want to provide. You know, yesterday I talked about living with cerebral palsy, how that affected my life, right? You know, about 2 years ago, I saw it as an advantage, you know, because just simply mind state, right? Like, when you fully commit to doing something, nothing can stop you, right? Nothing. No bad situation. And you know, even if life throws a big curveball your way, I mean, you know, it still can't be taken from you. You know, I think there's opportunity to grow from the pain in any situation. So anyways, today is Saturday, and I'm on overtime today. I'm working only till about noon, but you know, just going to pick up some parts. You know, this week's been a lot about deadlines, and they need to be met, so that's what we're doing. But since it's Saturday, it's sunny out, you know, I'm wearing my my sunglasses and you know, I might go golf today and vlog a little bit of that. I might go out to the land and record. There's just not much to show right now, you know. It's just a square block with trees, you know. That's what my cousin told me whenever I asked him to come out to see the land, when I got really excited, you know. And obviously in the position I'm at, where my future is all but guaranteed, right? You want to make sure you're outside of your own head a little bit, and I try to be. I hope after you know, 45 minutes of film already, you know that you know, I'm a humble guy at the end of the day. You know, I know what's coming to me, but I also know what it took to get there. So anyways, I'm on my way to go pick up a vacuum breaker in Mustang. One caveat about the field is Lowe's and Home Depot and all that, Ace, they'll have your basics, right? But they won't have any of your commercial industry standard stuff. And the big name supply houses, Lock for an example, they're closed on Sundays, and they're only open on Saturdays until noon. And you don't have your normal sales reps available, you know, just to say, hey, I need this, can you go get it? You actually gotta, like, call in, talk to, you know, a random employee, and hope they know what they're talking about. I like Lock for the most part. You have a lot of guys who've been there 20 years teaching guys who are in their first couple years. But I've seen that they train them very well. So, you know, and again, you know, this whole field, you got to start from nothing. So that's not a problem in my eyes. So anyways, just a little clip for the day. If I go golfing, I'll add it to the video. If I go out to see the land, I'll add it to the video, and we'll keep going. we're here. This is the property. Let's talk about it. So, okay, a lot of cutting today. Okay, so my property is it's about 35 minutes outside Oklahoma City. As you can see, they've got pretty decent roads built here. It's so quiet. I don't think wind noise will be a factor in this recording. It's so peaceful, just a place for a lot of healing and stuff. And so we're gonna walk the whole thing. I don't know if the camera will catch it. So what am I gonna do with it, right? There's a big cost of ownership, and it's not necessarily financial, right? In essence, in a way that I'm not really ready to unpack, I'm starting over in my life, you know? And in July, I was like, okay, Taylor, you said you were gonna get your contractors in like 2022. You know, it's time to make a move on it. Oh, there comes the wind. So here is one stake right here, and as I walk, I'll show you more shots. So, you know, like I said, with a lot of pain comes a lot of growth, right? So, you know, this last year I really locked in and gave life in general all I could. You know, I can't say I always did that, and I know what it feels like to, whether it's because you know, are in a rut emotionally or just logistically, right? A little bit of clearing right here, so not too bad. But yeah, like I said, I've been building like my life in general for the last decade, with varying levels of intensity, you know, as I hope many of you have. You know, if you're having problems with the indecision, man, fear is growth too. Fear is pain to some people, right? Some people, but if fear is pain to you, then honestly, you should just work at like physical therapy, and just little by little, just do something you're a little more afraid of every single day until you're comfortable with the idea of fear. And that's the cost of ownership. That's kind of what I'm alluding to, right? The cost of ownership is risk. It's the high probability of failure. I could be talking into a void right now. Luckily, I know I'm not. Again, thank you for everybody who's been supporting me lately. Okay, so we have reached the corner of the lot right here, and then I don't really think I can do zooming while I'm live, but it gives you a little gist. So now they've staked out property lines for north-south on my property, but obviously east-west is completely covered. So we're gonna walk back, go to the other side, and then do it again. So yeah, what are my plans? Well, again, starting over in life. So I have options, and then financial ownership. This is where financial ownership does come to play, right? So this is $300 a month. I moved back in with my grandma 6 months ago. So capital expenditure has been, you know, easier in the recent events. And So it would take me about, I talked with the Clayton rep, because since when I purchased the land, because he knew I was serious, it would take me about 6 months from today to get all these trees cleared. And as you can see, you know, you got some room. You got some room. These evergreens, this isn't my property, but I have tons of them as well. I'm keeping all the evergreens, and on Christmas in the future, when you know, I have a family and I have children, I'm gonna wrap the whole property in Christmas trees and Christmas lights. So that's long term. Short term, with the amount of time it would take, right? I'm ready to grow. You know, at 27, with the level of success that I've had up to this point, my grandma's just really isn't the place for me right now. You're probably watching this. I love you, Mimi. But so I'm about to stack bills, right? I'm really nervous about that. This is gonna cost me $3,000 down. It's a $33,000 purchase, 10% down. So then I have to float the $330 a month for that. And like I said, my first video, right, I'm starting my plumbing business. Taylor, you are starting your plumbing business, buddy. You know, so I'm gonna carry business insurance and state bonding for that. And then this pretty thing right here, it's about $500 a month, about $250 to insure. You know, and things just start stacking up. And then you gotta ask yourself, especially after a big life change, right? Like, can I do this? Am I who I say I am? Are you who you say you are? Right? You gotta be, I don't know. It's hard to explain. If you like think deep down and that answer is no, you can't make that answer be a yes tomorrow. And I understand that. But take it day by day and become who you want to be. And one last thing, meat and potatoes. So my plan is to get an apartment in the city for a year, get my mind together, get my thoughts together, work on the business, and then honestly, at my job, I will make enough money to continue this project either way. But if these contracts come in the next year, then this will be divvied up in between me getting a double wide on it in the next year, getting it cleared out, carport, tornado shelter, some nice sized kennels for some doggos while you know, I'm not home, and then build a shop for the business, because logistically, I don't know if this has been inferred for sure by me, but to some of you who may not really understand, whatever I do this year in terms of business, next year is doubling, because I will be a heat and air scope. So by the time I've already built some relationships, gotten some plumbing scopes, it'll just be seamlessly integrated into the job. So with the same number of jobs, I double my money. So like I said in my first 2 videos, right, I have a big 3-year elaborate plan. I have an EC partner, and then once we have all 3, we have so much leverage in the market that, you know, one house contract, which again, even though you're running multiples, is still 1 to 3 day turns. You know, we're talking about like healthy numbers, and you know, this didn't happen overnight. These ideas have been in my head since I was 16, and my uncle told me about the trades when I was about 14, and you know, he had a we'll get to that. My uncle, honestly, I owe a lot to. a lot of inspiration early on, helped me find the track, is the short version. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later and we'll keep going.